Today we taught standard 2.7. It was in regards to a mock election and the impact that elections have on society, the government, and the political process. Both having them experience what it's like to be in an election and participate in an election, and then have them understand how that choice, right, that privilege does affect our government, does affect the political process and their daily lives.
How important is it to be an informed voter? It's critically important because every decision that they make is going to affect your life.
I started off with having them fill out a questionnaire. So again, first things first is address what are their viewpoints. Have them start to say, where do I stand on these positions? All right, then I hit them up with a blank ballot. Right? It gave a person's name and nothing else. They had no earthly idea about what this person thought, what they wanted to do, anything. And then there were two propositions, a proposition A, proposition B, yes or no. That's it, right? And for them it was, let's confuse them. Right? Let's get them going, well, I don't know. How am I supposed to make an informed decision with no information?
Yes.
Quinn, what?
There's no, like...
But just vote. Just
vote.
vote. But it doesn't matter. Just vote. Just pick somebody.
Yes, it does.
Just pick somebody, though.
It matters.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
Just pick somebody. Just choose. That's the part of this. Just choose. I mean, do you like? I like Jim Fox because of his last name. I like Coach Fox. He's a really good guy.
Jamie Foxx.
I like the things. Jamie Foxx is an awesome guy. So I might choose Fox just because, or maybe, right, Lisa Smith or Delgado because the name sounds cool. Big long name. Sounds like the ethnicity might match my own. So maybe
It's almost, and I've heard this in some different trainings, intellectual confusion. Sometimes you want to confuse them first, then get them to see what they need to see afterward. And if you confuse them, you engage them. And sometimes it's confusing, how does this relate to me? That's confusing to them. How does this material relate to my life? Then you give them the information. And it's pretty shocking because one candidate wanted to make video games illegal, ban video games, and that one, of course, they all go, oh no, please no. One of the propositions was banning reading in public places. The other proposition was for companies to not put wheelchair ramps in their businesses, right? And so again, it was to get them to say, your decisions when you vote will directly affect the lives of others, not just yourself. And so that was, I think, a very good activity to lead off with. Get them to see what their viewpoint is, get them to participate in the mock election knowing I have no idea about these candidates first, and then seeing what the candidates believe in and how important it is to know about the candidates' viewpoints and what they think and feel before you go and put them in office. Whether it be at the local level, state level, federal level, doesn't make a difference. You need to be in the know, and you need to be an informed and engaged citizen.
If you vote for someone you don't know anything about, they might do bad political decisions and they might ruin our economy and ruin jobs for people that need them.
So we can't just guess who we're going to vote for. Like, whenever we got those ballots, I kind of just guessed by their names who seemed more of a resident of America, just by their names. And whenever I read over what their stance was in the government, I thought that I understand what they're trying to do, and I want to know, and we all should know what's going on and what are these people trying to do.
Some candidates, they might not express those opinions, so you wouldn't want to vote for them. And if like a candidate does express what you think is right, then you would like to vote for them.
Very nice. And Josh did a great job of leading us into the next part of the activity.
And then following that, it was, okay, let's look at the political parties' ideas about government, right? Because now that we know how important it is to know about what they think and what they feel and the ideas that they believe in and the stance that they're going to take, right? Now let's look at what are those, right? And what does the Democratic Party believe? What does the Republican Party believe? What are their party platforms? And so that's what they did. They did a text marking activity and a reading where I incorporate Kagan structures. Read and say something, read and engage the text, right? Read it, have somebody else summarize it, and then write something down in your own words about what you just read or what you just heard.
Democrats and Republicans have been around since the 1860s. Right around Lincoln's time period was when we established both the Democratic and Republican parties as we know them now.
You see a world of liberty, a world in which all individuals are sovereign over their own lives, and no one is forced to sacrifice his or her values for the benefit of others.
Okay, so to summarize that, I would say that they're just saying, like, since they're libertarians, they want liberty. They don't want people to feel that they're pressured and that they have.
We've got to get these kids to think critically. We don't want you to just memorize facts. We want you to take those facts and apply them. And that's where I think our curriculum and our activities that we do promote that high-level thinking. That it's not just one question presented to one student and one answer given back, right? It's open-ended questions. It's relationship questions. It's making you think and how it all relates back to. Don't just tell me what the political party believes in. Tell me why that's important and how that affects. And that's the difference between what used to be taught and what's now expected to be taught with the Florida standards. I team teach with the language arts teachers. On all our PLCs, our professional learning communities, we involve language arts. We involve the reading teachers. They get all our curriculum, all our activities, all our worksheets, and they do pre-readings. They do document analysis prior to coming in my class. So then we can have the good discussion about what they've already read, maybe what they've already text coded, what they've already text marked in language arts and reading. Then they bring it in here and we can have the discussion and make, again, the high level critical thinking relationships between what I've already read and the work I've already put into this. Now let me apply that.
I said taxes should be paid in proportion depending on how much money you have, because as we said before, there's middle class and lower class, and people have different incomes and mortgages they have to pay. So sometimes they can't afford taxes or be able to pay them. So I think it just, in my opinion, it does depend on how much money you have and if you're able to pay it or not.
As a civics teacher, that's what I want to do. I want to teach you about the government, but I want to open your eyes. I don't want to tell you what to think, right? Or it's very difficult to not show your bias. And so I'm super conscious of showing both sides. I always say we for both. We, or isn't it interesting? Or when a student makes a comment, all I can say is, well, isn't that an interesting thought?
Well, you could be grandfathered into your health care, and so you don't have to have Obamacare, but they're wasting sometimes the taxes that we give on other people when they should have their own living. Like if you go to places, you see people with these food stamps buying a bunch of food, and then you see a person that makes their own money getting less food than they are.
But but some people don't have enough money to actually buy private insurance or purchase it. So how else are they supposed to be cared for?
Well, I guess it depends on what your medical needs are.
Okay, but
I mean, that's what we teach in this class. You have the power. If you know, you have the power. And that's, I mean, we have the power to make the change. If we don't like the way it's going, vote. If we don't like the way it's going, make the change. Speak out, petition. Do the things that we're all obligated and responsible to do as citizens. Go and do it.
We can do